Back in the 80s, there was a short-lived class of cars known as hot hatchbacks. Now, these were pumped-up econo boxes designed for enthusiast drivers on a budget. When Toyota first introduced the Corolla to the U.S. in 1968, its intention was to offer a car that blended quality, style, and economy in one neat little package.
The era of being able to buy something that wasn't meant for interstellar travel is over. Well, at least in the US. Base model cars, or entry-level cars as some call them, were designed for customers who couldn't afford or simply did not want the extra features that higher trim cars have. Several people just don't care about the extra frills a car might have, and they just want something simple to take them from point A to point B. Even more interesting, a large sum of the driving population that has vehicles equipped with these extra gadgets don't even use them. In fact, countless users actively go out of their way to disable them, me included. For example, my 2024 VW Jetta I bought for my business, which is the cheapest model in the Jetta lineup, has automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, lane keeping assist, which is annoying especially in construction zones as the car gets confused with the changing lines, adaptive cruise control, which is part of their IQ drive system, and it even has a hotspot. While some of these features are nice to have, I'd rather not have any of this and it just be simple. And I think many of you also feel the same way. Aside from the 10-year warranty I purchased with the Jetta, this vehicle will cost on average of $23,000 to $24,000. Tack on an additional $1,000 for the dealer's electricity bill too. But what is the cheapest base model car you can get? As of 2025, the Nissan Versa S is the reigning champion of price and affordability. The MSRP for the Versa is just over $17,000. But we know how this game goes. Prices listed on brand websites are almost never the reality, as dealers are listing them for about $18,000 to $19,000. And like the Jetta, they offer it in a manual transmission too. But don't be fooled, the Versa is still a highly spec'd out base model car, as they too offer things like automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning, rear automatic braking, automatic high beam assist, and much like the Jetta, Apple CarPlay, tire pressure monitoring, and a backup camera. But let's examine the evolution here, because the results might shock you, as they did me. I think most of us agree that the golden era of the automotive industry was the 90s and early 2000s. Cars were simple, cheap, reliable, and just had character to them. Quite the opposite of today, where everything basically looks the same, thank you Jeremy Clarkson. The Versa, for example, in 2007 when it hit the market, was less than $10,000. Adjust that for inflation, you're looking at a $15,000 car. Or the competitive kings of the base model cars and the cars most of us grew up driving, the Honda Civic and Accord, the Toyota Corolla, and Camry. All four of these cars are not even remotely close to what they used to be in terms of simplicity, reliability, and affordability. The shocking part is when you break down the pricing of these vehicles. On top are the prices these vehicles sold for in the year 2000. Below are the adjusted prices for inflation. And here are the current prices for the new version. So what do these numbers tell you? First assumption is that the prices have maintained with the cost of goods, and in some cases, the vehicle is cheaper. Good news, right? Think about this. The newer versions have more tech, more safety features, and more complex designs, yet they have maintained or somehow become cheaper? Especially with the Camry, where it's only offered in a hybrid model. Now, what I think has happened is a degradation of reliability and quality of parts. Don't get me wrong, I still think these vehicles are amazing and will last a long time, but I don't believe for a second we will see high mileage numbers like we did in the golden years. Toyota, for example, has admitted they have reduced quality because of the amount of volume they are putting out. And websites like Shade Tree Automotive believe there are 5 reasons newer cars, in some cases, won't last as long as older ones. Number 1, they believe new vehicles are more complicated. Number 2, new vehicles have way more parts. Number 3, the same parts aren't used on different models. Number 4, old cars are more basic. And number 5, my favorite, car manufacturers must meet CAFE standards. Now here are 3 base model vehicles I own: a 2018 Wrangler JL, a 2009 Dodge Charger, and a 2024 VW Jetta. While you can't tell much from the outside, like what your mom always told you, it's what's inside and under the hood that counts. Between these three vehicles, there are 14 years of development, and there are stark differences among them. If we just look at the Jetta, it has a leather-wrapped steering wheel, electronic gauges, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, SOS call features, and even auto headlights. Whereas the 2009 Dodge Charger, the biggest piece of tech you get is the key. Everything, including the gauges, stereo system, and headlights, are simple, with physical buttons and knobs. I really like how the shifter is actually a shifter. Base models of today are almost the luxury models of the 2015 era, because everyone wants luxury, even if they can't afford it. But why do automakers do this? Well, some features are federally mandated for our safety, like backup cameras, which yes, I do like, but in my last trip to Europe, I drove an M-Package 2 Series BMW that didn't have a backup camera, and I was fine with that. Automakers add the features like automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning, and steering wheel intervention because they can charge a premium price, and the markup is much greater for them. Almost every industry expert states that legacy automakers don't make any money on base model cars. What? And the only way for them to remain profitable is to sell premium cars. Take the Ford Fiesta and the Ford EcoSport. By almost all accounts, they are the same car. Their biggest difference is a little bit more room and a $4,500 price hike. I do believe, however, base models will make a return to the market. Jim Farley, CEO of Ford, the man who ended the Ford sedan lineup, has been dropping hints about the return of smaller cars. If we look at history, the way all the legacy brands came to the superpowers they are today is because they made what the customer wants. What they make today, I don't know if it's exactly what the customer wants. Time will only tell. And if you need one more reason why base model vehicles are just awesome, would you want to do this in a high-end model vehicle?